Hey, all you friends out there in YouTube land, and especially the followers of Goshia's channel, Cosmic Agency. It's me again, Tony Straver. I've got my not my pink flamingo shirt on, but some other random shirt on. And I just finished walking the dog. Thought I'd stop and just have a chat in my car with you guys, and just finish off the call to the Federation from Earth, and share any insights I might have that might help others. So first I'll just let Frankie say hello. There's my main man Frankie there. Hey Frankie, you're a bit overexposed. And yeah, I'm just at the local park. There's a soccer field there, and not many cars around, so hopefully the noise is okay. So if you're already wondering who I am, I live in the Gold Coast of Australia. Oh, sorry, I'll take my glasses off, that's a bit rude. I live in the Gold Coast of Australia, just a married man working 9 to 5, and one kid of 14, a boy. And yeah, you can see a bit more about that and some photos in the video that I did already in my pink flamingo shirt in my home office. So check that out, and then check this one out, so do it in that order. So what I wanted to briefly touch on is where am I in my learnings, and especially now that I've listened to all the material, understood all the concepts that Yatsi Svaru has been telling, and I just appreciate Gosia so much, the way she tells it, and the way she makes it as honest and genuine as she can, and she puts so much of her own energy and love into it, and she's always brightens my day every time I watch one of the videos. Thank you, Gosia, I love you so much. And thanks to all the Taygetean team, of course. Amazing, unbelievable, so far from home, and willing to help us on our ascension journey, and help us solve our human problems. So I mean, the concepts are just amazing. They're not the first time I've heard all of them, so it's great to see correlations, and I was really happy to see Dolores Cannon mentioned by Yatsi Svaru in the most recent video. Dolores has an amazing body of work. Everyone should be reading their books in school, for instance, because I mean, it's obviously far too evolved material for school children, but I just mean as a mandate, because she put together things in an orderly way. Started with Jesus, and who was Jesus, and definitely go back and watch. Read the books that are available. Even just the sample books I read. That didn't cost you anything. You just download the sample on the Kindle from Amazon, and you can read chapters and chapters. So I did that first, and Dolores's work lines up nicely. It talks about obviously reincarnation as the fundamental thing. When she's taken people back in past lives, then she's as surprised as anybody as to who turns up as part of their past life. And the Jesus side of it was one of the people that taught Jesus many of the spiritual mystic things as part of the group called the Essenes. So yeah, if you're religious like that, and I started off Catholic, being a New Zealander, now living in Australia, but New Zealand is 85% Christian, and I was Roman Catholic, so went to church and Bible study, whatever. And then at 16 I sort of said, this is all just dogma and ceremony, and I'm not getting much out of it, and I quit. I didn't go to church anymore. And then later, when I came back to Australia, I hooked in on the Alpha program, and I thought, okay, well, the Bible might be something that talks a story that I should listen to. So I read all the New Testament cover to cover, and like 2/3 of the Old Testament. And I loved it, because I could feel the energy in it. It's like when you hold an Abraham book, and Abraham says this himself, just carrying this book is going to do things for you. You don't even read it. The energy is inside the material. You could feel, it helped me feel my connection to the source, At that point, we were calling him God, of course, because that's what it's called in the Bible. But God is not a man in the skies. It's who we are collectively. It's all that is, and that's a phrase from Abraham. So when I say Abraham, I'm talking about the teachings of Abraham Hicks, as Esther and Jerry and Esther Hicks put in their best-selling books. So by all means, go and see their books too. And I've read many of those. The Astonishing Power of Emotions is really recommended. The Vortex, which talks about your relationship with yourself and how your relationship with self affects every other relationship in your life, especially your relationship to Source. So it's that book called The Vortex is amazing about, what do we have in our lives? We have perception of reality and we have relationships. So, if we can understand these two things, then and we understand where we came from, the biggest question of all, and where we go to after we die, then you've got a lot of the big questions answered. Meaning of life is covered off in Abraham's material, just being happiness, joy, and you measure success by the amount of that in your life as you go across the course of your life, and you take that with you into the next one, of course. So Dolores Cannon's material is amazing. It talked about, I read the book called The Convoluted Universe, book number 1. I think there's 5 books in that series. And there's different people being regressed hypnotically to their, other instances of where they were incarnated. Some being, going to other planets. Some going to very close to Source, you could say, like the central sun or whoever, what they want to call in the universe. But the place with 3 spires where they take the knowledge off you from your life and they put it basically into a bank, a collective repository that others can draw from. And so she talked about how the soul fragments and you can be 2 things at once, just like Yatsiswaru was mentioning. I really loved how personal Yatsiswaru made the material when she was giving it, touching things like her own mother, and the way that she was born, and the way that the mother died. So, amazing stuff. When you speak from the heart like that and you speak of your own experience, you know that the material is genuine, and you know that it's from what they lived, So, and we got to see her evolve, and it was so much enjoyment or so much wisdom there to see her transition away from her own race. I love you so much for doing all this for us and sticking by us, and for just being who you are. Amazing being. So I've progressed from being Catholic to being spiritual to understanding the law of attraction through Abraham's work, Louise Hay, Dr. Wayne Dyer, so many spiritual teachers, all speaking so many great spiritual truths. They're all writing the books and stuff, so, it's readily available material. But once you get into the deep stuff, like thanks to the Apple Watch, took a call from my son, sorry, interrupted. Life goes on when you try and do a YouTube video, doesn't it? I've got to go pick him up. He's been with one of his new girlfriends. He's such a cute looking boy. He's got girlfriends at 14. So I'll wrap this up shortly, but I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to talk to the Federation as direct as we can, and I've added in the video of where I was today walking the dog, and this is winter in the Gold Coast. It is just an amazing place, and I wanted to show you what we're trying to protect. You all know, you've got loved ones, you've got family, we've got an amazing planet that we have to look after, and you protect it through your love of it. You can't push against things. Pushing against adds to. So you have to put the love out there and love your life so much, and at the same time, protect it as best you can by putting these spiritual truths out there into the world as best as we can. I'm going to promote Gosha's material as much as I can. There's famous people like Robbie Williams. He's open to the idea of aliens for sure, and there's so many people that just need correcting because they're spouting it as wisdom, and it's just the wrong wisdom because it's learnt from humans, not from 800,000-year-old aliens, in terms of their civilization, not how long they live. But let's keep up the good work, guys, and I appreciate the opportunity to have my voice heard. I hope we can all do it together. I know we can, because time is that it's already happened and we already did, so it's a funny thing to get your head around, working on a problem that is already solved, but there's so many people that, and the movement is not the movement, but the tide is so turning. I've also listened to a lot of the Q material that Austin Steinbart is putting out. That's interesting because it comes from the factual side of things, and that it's happening right now in the fight against cabals and negativity, but it's very focused on getting Trump re-elected, but interesting that he has his hands on a quantum computer, and he talks in his videos, so please check out Austin Steinbart YouTube channel, and go from the beginning to the end, of course, again, and how his quantum computer can read the future, and he can act on things, having future knowledge. So interesting, and too much for a small human's mind to get around when you talk about time travel. And something else I also investigated in my learnings and growth, there's another great YouTube channel on just time travel, Apex TV, where there's interviews with time travelers, and Yahtzee Sfaru, Sandclock Pilot, I mean, come on. The best of the best, and some of the things she gave us as information, I loved. I felt for her so badly, so much, that she had the realization that it doesn't work, and it doesn't always work, I should say, on the big things that you want to get changed, and she explained it so well that she comes back to the same timeline that never got changed, even though the past was changed. So really interesting, and it's not things that humans can't comprehend. We don't have the language for a lot of it, so it's hard to get explained to in our language. Dolores Cannon does her best, and it's not her doing the talking. Sorry, it's the subconscious of the people being, or the higher conscious. Sorry, interrupted again. That was my son again buzzing me on the phone, because he would have had a rugby league game today, but he broke his finger at the skate park, this knuckle of this little finger, and we're still the third week or something into it, and it's splintered up, so he's not allowed to play. Anyway, my life, I don't need to go too much into that, but these are the lives that we want to protect, guys, and let's keep pumping the information out there and put it out to as many media outlets, or not mainstream media, of course, but celebrities are the way information travels these days. So let's see if we can get some celebrities behind it, let's get it out there, and keep up the great work, guys. I really appreciate Gosha, Robert, everybody that's behind it, Anika, Yahtzee Sfaru, you're the best, and let's get it done. Thanks, love you, bye.